Classes, this is Mrs. Rouse. I'm doing an explanation today of your homework for Cycle 2, for the week of Cycle 2. So what we're going to be doing, first of all, is I have some art supplies for you. You really could do this one in color. It's optional. I'm putting this away. You probably want your 2B pencil. It's always nice to have a pencil sharpener and probably an eraser. We do not have our sketchbook at this time. It's on order, and they just sent me an email that's on back order even more. So in lieu of the sketchbook, I have two choices for you. You could use a piece of copy paper and just fold it in half and use, half of it, whether you cut it or gently tear it like I'm doing. So you only need half a sheet. This is like real life videos, not just perfect world videos. Anyway, only half a sheet. That's just your normal copy paper. Or you can use half a sheet of the drawing paper. Now in your folder, the drawing paper that comes in two sizes. This is a 9x12 size. There's not that many extra pieces. You could use one of them. There's an extra piece there. And then just don't use what's called cardstock. So there's some copy paper, and then there's some really heavy feeling copy paper. Don't use that. It's spoken for. So if you prefer to use the drawing paper, you can, depending on when I can get you. Oh, this one's tearing well. When I can get you your sketchbook, you just these and then just glue them into the book later when you get the book. I'm just going to go ahead and use your this sheet of copy paper for now. So that was up to you. What we're doing is we're working with composition, and we're working with this idea that it doesn't really matter what you're drawing, it's how you're going to arrange it. So you're going to take a coin. I happen to have a quarter, and trace your coin, and that's your design. So it doesn't matter what it is you're drawing, we're talking about arranging things. So I just think the quarter's kind of big, so I have a circular magnet here I'm going to use instead. But any coin you want, it doesn't matter. You do have my permission to use a quarter. So you're going to be tracing it over and over on your paper, and you're going to come up with some type of interesting design. Now, what I'd like you to think about is maybe start this after you've seen the video you're watching later today that actually talks about composition. You want to have things like repetition. So because you're going to draw the shape of a coin, and I want you to use only one coin shape. Don't switch up coins, just one coin for the whole thing. Because you're doing only one coin, I want you to, you'll have repetition just by the circle. So that's going to help you have movement. The way I repeat it is going to give me some movement or rhythm. So what I'm doing right now is I'm thinking of designing it. So this is kind of the center of interest here, and then it swirls out a little bit. Now it's really totally up to you how you design it. You can have all the circles, they can touch each other. You can have circles off the edge. However you want to come up. So like I said, my idea is a swirl. It's up to you what kind of a design you have. It'd probably be even more exciting if I put my swirl on one of those four hot spots for composition planning. So maybe I'll put one. Oh, definitely need one here right about, I don't want it to line up, so right about here, I guess. So you're going to trace it over and over until you get a design you like. And then your first drawing, when you're done, you can have several of them, you're going to color in all the positive shapes. Now you can do this with your pencil, and if you're nice and neat, I'm being kind of neat, it should look great. So my suggestion to you is just kind of make sure that the direction you're drawing these lines in is the same, because that'll look neater. Or I'm using my 2B pencil as opposed to a 2-inch pencil. And of course I would have a lot more of these, but this is how you do it. So one of your drawings is going to look like this. You're going to draw in the positive shapes or the shapes of the coins. Your second drawing, so that will be looking maybe, here's a couple of student examples, maybe like this, or maybe like this. Here's a couple of student ones. Both of these student samples could possibly have a little bit stronger center of interest. Like this one, we don't even know where the center of interest is, although it looks nice for a pattern. This one, maybe we're getting a center of interest here, which is nice. Both very neat. The effort is fine on both of them. They look nice and neat. Okay, you're going to do this drawing a second time. I'm just sketching now. This won't look nice. So let's say I wanted them to be two pyramids pointing in from two sides, and this was my center of interest here. But let's say that's how I designed this one. The second drawing, you're going to color in the negative space. I'm just rushing right now, so it's going to look very different, look the opposite of your first drawing. So here's the looks of your second drawing. This one's not done yet. So for your second drawing, it'll look something like this, or something like this. So you're going to do two drawings. This is your second drawing. You've colored in the negative space. Your first drawing, as you remember, you're coloring in the shapes of the coins. So two drawings. I'm just showing you two samples. Two drawings. One drawing is the shape of you color in the coins themselves. Second drawing, you're going to be filling in the background shape. See how they've done some nice repetition, and see they've created, look at this, an interesting center of interest because they've left this kind of dynamic space. Once you find it, it becomes your center of interest. When you photograph them to send it in to me, I would say this is the approximate effort. You can use, if you prefer, instead of the pencil to fill it in, you could use one of your colored pencils. It can only be one color. I don't want multiple colors. That changes the assignment too much. So either just pencil, which is great, or one color of colored pencil, or you could even use marker if you're neat. Obviously marker's faster, so it better look good if it's in marker. So to kind of go over what I'm asking you to do, one thing I want you to do is when you submit it to me, to the assignment, it needs to be, the 2 pages need to be side by side, so you had to make one photograph and you only had to submit it once. So this was what you'll take a photo of when you turn it in. It's due day E, that means the end of this cycle at 2 o'clock. You're using any coin. Now you could switch coins for the 2 drawings, but you can't have more than 1 coin in a drawing. Coins may overlap or not, that's up to you. They may go off the edge or not, that's up to you. One drawing, you draw the positive spaces of the coins, and the second drawing, you draw in the negative spaces of the coins. And then the drawings can be in pencil or just one color. If you want, you could leave this page kind of up on your screen while you're doing the assignment, just so you can double check my instructions right here. So it's kind of fun assignment. You just kind of think about what would be an interesting way to find a composition. We're working non-objectively, so we're not worried about what we're designing. We're just working in theory here, and it's actually pretty epic. So have fun with this. It's due at the end of the week. You can complete it anytime you want during the week. Thank you.